and welcome back to Start With A Sketch. This is number 6 in this series, for those of you who've watched the previous 2 videos, sketch 4 and 5, you'll know I've been working with a collection pack by My Mind's Eye. It's called Ashbury Heights Market Street, and it had 9 sheets of double-sided paper, some with gold foil details, and this sticker sheet. I have done 2 layouts with it so far, a single and a double. I've added a few bits of card to the layout, so I've added 2 sheets of craft cardstock for the double layout that I did previously, and I've also added 2 sheets of white cardstock, none of which I've used yet, a sheet of red and a sheet of craft which I've cut up and used various bits of too. But otherwise I'm trying to stick pretty close to the the collection kit, and I'm adding thickers and a few embellishments, not loads, and I've picked out a few washi tapes to use amongst the flare and stuff like that. So trying to stick as much to the collection pack as possible, and this is sketch number 6, and it has a single photo. I've chosen this as my background sheet from the collection pack, and I've got one small-ish photo. It's 3.5 by 5. Out of my collection pack, I've still got one whole sheet of paper which I'm saving. That's this one, which I'm saving for another layout. Otherwise I've got all these bits that I've off-cut already. So actually I do also have this full sheet of paper. I may save it as a background, or more than likely I will cut it up, but I don't want to use it too much of it on this layout because, as you can see, the arrow print's exactly the same, although there is that side which is quite nice, still maybe a bit too white, so I'll have a play around with it. I've got this one, this big piece, big florals on the back. I've got this gorgeous stripe with the gold foil on there, some gold foil dots and some red dots, more red dots, florals on the back, and then some really tiny pieces of florals and spots there. So I'm going to carry on working with all of that. Basically I can use anything I like from this pile to go on this layout, because I've got my one sheet left over that I'm saving for a background. I've got my one photo, and the sketch calls for a large square of something there, that's the photo, and then 4 pieces of coloured or patterns underneath there. So I'm going to start off and try and get that down as a basic. So that's my photo. I'm going to take the manufacturing strip off of here. Just lovely on the back too. Okay. And I think I will use this as my large square. So taking the manufacturing strip off of that is a 9-inch square, so I'm going to cut it to 9-inch square like that. Look at my layout. I think my square is probably a bit smaller than 9 by 9 on there, but let's go with it and see where it takes us. The photo is in theory supposed to stick up above the top of the square, but I don't think I'll do that. I think I'll have it further down because the photo gets lost in the background paper. It looks much better on that red, so I think I'll probably do that. So now I need 4 squares to go across the paper, and they would be, in order to get 4 in, they would need to be about 3 by 3. So let's cut some bits up. cut this sheet. Let's see if I can use, no, I think I might use the arrows. So I'll go dark there. Okay, and I'm going to ink the edges of all of those. And I think what I'll do is add some strips of washi tape either side and make that one exact block. I might mount it on some red paper or something. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and then pop back. Okay, so I've now got all of those paper layers stuck down. I decided that the arrows needed some kind of a border, so I've added in an additional sheet of craft cardstock, and I've trimmed my arrows down to 11.5 inches square and mounted that onto the craft card at 12 inches. I trimmed my red square down to 8.5 inches from 9 inches, and I've stuck that anchored to the left side of the arrows paper, not all the way to the edge of the layout. And then my 4 squares I mounted onto a strip of red card, but I've kept that at the full 12 by 12 length. So I added all of those on, and I changed the order slightly, and I inked all the edges. I put 2 strips of washi tape there and 1 down the bottom there, and added my photo. So that's what I've done so far. I have a title, just to refer back to my sketch. So my title is supposed to go kind of across, just slightly across my photo. And I will absolutely do that. These very, very curly script thickers. They're called Boho font, glitter foam. Some of the letters are really curly, but there's some plain ones in there as well. So that's the will be 14th. I just have to find some tiny grey stickers for TH, but I can't find any at the moment, so I'll have to come back and I'll find something that does work. Otherwise I have to cut something on the silhouette. So 14th, this is the Valentine's Day layout, now I need some form of journaling up here. Some form of embellishment up here, as well as my journaling, plus some embellishment down here and here. Now there's some great things in stickers that I really like, so I like All These Together, Love You to the Moon and Back, like today as well. So let's see if we can get all of those in. Got You Are the Best. I might see if I can get that in as well. Add that there. I'm just to include a paper clip on there if I could. I think I might pop that up in that top corner. have this pack of die cuts, which is a My Die collection, but not from the same collection. This is Now and Then collection, whereas this is Market Street. But it has some good things in there. It has some bad things as well, like a moustache and a bottle of mustard. Not sure what I'll do with those. Oh, that's a 3. I thought that was an ampersand sign. 2. There's an ampersand sign. So I wonder if I can get that in maybe underneath those 2 stickers. I might pop that at the top there. Up here, I think they're quite good up there. I definitely need to get in some red though to bring in the colour scheme, so I think I'll just add a small piece of card. Something like that. I'm going to add some glossy accents under that just to keep that in place, but otherwise I quite like that up there. Let's see if I can get this ampersand sign under those stickers. I don't think I like it. I think it's too big and too busy, so I'm not going to use that. Just going to stick those back down. And the embellishments I thought I'd use were these brads, and I wondered if I could get in a flare badge, but I wanted to use the pink heart, but the colour's it's just not the right colour, so I'm not going to be able to use that one. So I might use this instead. Yep. There. And I have another tag on here which I might try and bring in as well. Not up there though, possibly down there. problem with stickers, they stick. So I wanted to bring up some of the green from this pattern up to here, which is why I chose this massive circle bread up there. Okay. And now I need to add in some journaling, and I can't quite decide how I'm going to do that. So I don't know if I quite fancy writing 14 things about us, but I'm not sure I can come up with 14 things. So I need to have a little think about that, and I'm not entirely sure how to get it down. I quite like the idea of including some tags hung on the layout, so but they're so tiny, I don't think I'll be able to get much on them. So I'm still thinking about what I'm going to do. I think about having them all in a line, like under here or something, but I've yet to come up with something that actually works. So I'm going to think about that off camera and somehow get my journaling down and pop back to do the final embellishments. Okay, so slight change of plan. I've decided to come back to the journaling later, and I'm going to go for something generic rather than try and do 14 things. So instead, I figured I'd quite like to have something, some different form of embellishment on this layout. So I've just roughly drawn a large heart shape on copy paper, and I've cut it out. And then I cut out the middle as well, so that I could position it over my layout properly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pierce holes all the way around, and then sew the heart into place. So it might take me a while, but that's the plan. The heart is stuck down with non-permanent adhesive, so I'm not worried about that. And I'm going to have my holes fairly far apart because I don't want to be doing this forever. I did consider doing it on the sewing machine, but I'm just probably not quite good enough on it to stitch it perfectly, and I'd get cross if I messed up the whole layout because my sewing skills are not up to speed. So as for the title, I'm going to go round that, and I'm not going to I'm not going to sew over it. I'm just going to have a gap, leave a gap in my stitching. Okay, so holes all made, and I'm just going to peel off my heart, rub off those non-permanent adhesives. I'm just going to make sure I've got not left any residue behind. Now we're going to start sewing. So I have red thread. I didn't have any embroidery floss in red, unfortunately, so I've got normal sewing machine thread, which is probably not the best. I'll start from up there. Okay, so I've added in my journaling. It's quite difficult to read, but I think it's just about okay if you look closely. I've added in some punched hearts, here, and I've added in a few more brads, and enamel dots, which aren't enamel dots. They are puffy stickers. They're stars and circles, but I didn't want to use stars in this layout as I've used them elsewhere, so I've stuck to this colour and the dark blue, and added those in the same way as I would normally add enamel dots and sequins, that kind of thing. And I've also stamped love a couple of times and added a few stamped hearts. And I'm going to leave it that one there, and I'll be back with another layout and another sketch very shortly. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.